Hi, I'm Yvette Jones, and this is Talk Fulton. On today's show, the big push to get Fulton residents job ready. We'll take a look at the help for the county's unemployed. And Hollywood calls Fulton County home for many film locations. We'll explain how big screen projects are bringing big bucks to the county's bottom line. Talk Fulton begins right now. We're talking today about how residents who are looking for work are getting some county assistance in this still recovering job market. Fulton has a team of professionals in workforce development whose entire mission is to help residents become gainfully employed. FGTV's Felicia Church explains.
For many county residents who are in need of a job, Fulton's career centers have been just what they've needed. A place to meet others in their situation and a place to meet counselors who can help them get better prepared to land a job.
It allows us to have one center or one resource area where you can kind of get all your information at one time. They have a lot of postings, and they also have computers available, and a lot of people don't have internet service or, the capabilities or the knowledge of, knowing how to use the computer properly. So the Workforce Center is a good place for people that need that type of assistance or just those resources.
The Office of Workforce Development is a division of the Fulton County Government Department of Housing and Community Development. From resume writing to recruitment drives, the office is helping Fulton's unemployed population who ask for assistance.
If they're going to provide a service for us, I think people should take it. If it's free and you need a job, you might as well come out and get one.
The time that some residents have taken to get the job-ready skills they needed at the centers has proven to be successful, not just for the individual, but for the company and county as well. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Felicia Church.
Thanks, Felicia. Now, Jason Lane from Fulton's Workforce Development Office joins us now. Sir, welcome to Talk Fulton.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Jason, many people may not be aware of exactly what workforce development is here in Fulton County. Give them a quick overview of the division.
Fulton County Office of Workforce Development provides vocational and career services to the adult, dislocated worker, and youth population of Fulton County. We provide strategic strategies to those individuals that are looking for reemployment opportunities, and also individuals that are looking to remove the status from being underemployed to finding sustainable employment opportunities.
And we've been hearing that the job market is improving. Is that what your team is seeing?
That is what we're seeing. Since the end of last year, we have noticed that our placement numbers have risen significantly. Going into this year, employers have been contacting us on a very frequent basis to do recruitment events with us. So we have noticed a trend up in that area.
Now, your office partners with various companies to help with recruitment drives. Talk to us about those partnerships and why they like working with your office to potentially find employees.
Employers find great value in the services that we provide in helping them or assisting them in recruiting and meeting their staffing needs, from pre-vetting potential candidates to opening up our facilities and allowing them to come in and hold on-site recruitments. We save them money and time. Most of our candidates that we allow to come to the table have already had their drug screens done and background checks. So employers really value those services when they come to work with Fulton County Office of Workforce Development.
Now tell me, what types of companies are we talking about specifically?
We open up our services to all types of companies, large, small, private businesses, large corporations. We've had the opportunity to work with very reputable companies like Walmart, MARTA, and even Comcast.
Now, you coach your clients before you have them participate in these recruitment drives. Is that correct?
That is correct. So we want to make sure that before we allow any of our customers to go before an employer, we want to make sure that we give them the best shot possible. We take time to do career assessments with them, find out if there are additional certifications that may be needed. We take time to do mock interviews. We will go over their resumes to make sure that they're capturing all the value pertaining to their professional experience. We want to make sure that they're telling their story so that when that employer has that opportunity to have that face-to-face encounter, that it is one that's going to hopefully allow that customer to win that employment opportunity.
Kind of like a dress rehearsal almost, huh?
Yes, exactly.
Now, some of these companies come back over and over again to host multiple drives, so they must think what you're doing with potential employees is really a benefit.
That is correct. We have had a lot of repeat, I'll say business from our employers. They come back because they love our pre-vetting process. It takes a lot of the work off of their hands, and we gladly take it on just to make sure that we are, again, providing a valuable service to the customers of Fulton County as well as the employees of Fulton County.
So now, how can someone who's watching us right now get the assistance your office provides?
A couple of ways. First thing, if you are a resident of Fulton County and you are in need of career service assistance, you can dial 404-613-6380, and you can speak with them about participating in our next orientation. Now, if you are an employer and you want to partner with us on the level of doing recruitments with us or opening up some internship opportunities for our youth program, we also welcome you, and you can dial 404-612-9082.
Sounds great. Now, how else can people looking for a job help themselves become more successful in that search?
A couple of different ways. You can never do enough networking, and that means getting up and getting out and introducing yourselves to people who are in professional environments, making sure that your resume is indeed up to date, telling the story of your professional history. You want to make sure that you're well rehearsed on talking about who you are. Actually, give yourself a chance to brag on yourself, so that people know, hey, this could be potentially a good candidate to come within my organization and represent our brand. And we teach our customers how to brand themselves. So if you need some assistance in that area, definitely come by, see us, and let us provide services to you.
Now, of course, there will be more recruitment drives all year long.
Yes, we are trying to have employers come on a monthly basis. We had a very successful month in January, and we're looking to have a great rest of the year as it relates to our involvement with employers and our on-site recruitment opportunities.
It looks like you're doing some important work on both sides of the equation. Any final thoughts you have, sir?
I just encourage, again, residents of Fulton County, our youth population. Summertime is approaching, and I know we're going to be looking for those summertime internship opportunities. Give us a call, come by our workforce offices, and let us provide services to you. Also, to our employers, we definitely want to partner with you to provide excellent work opportunities to the residents of Fulton County.
Well, thank you so much for the work you do, and thank you for stopping by to see us today.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Now, again, if you need assistance getting job ready, contact the county's Workforce Development Office at 404-613-6381. Now, when we come back, why Hollywood loves Fulton County venues. Stay with us. Welcome back. Well, by now you've likely heard about how Georgia has become the new Hollywood of the South. The state of Georgia has made it very attractive for film companies to do business here, and Fulton County has also rolled out the welcome mat. Bob Giordano oversees film coordination for Fulton County government. Bob, we welcome you to the show, Mr. Local Hollywood.
Thanks so much for having me.
Now, who knew there was even such a division in the county that helps to coordinate film crews and productions? Tell everyone about your office.
Well, it's a one-man office. It's me. So I started doing this about 3 years ago, and got in touch with the Georgia Film Commission, which I believe their headquarters is in Savannah, but they do have an office in Atlanta. And on their website, they have camera-ready counties. And I noticed that Fulton County was not listed on their camera-ready counties. So I called the office and I said, hey, we want to be there. We want to be listed. We want the business. And they put us on the county, on their website, put me as the contact. And ever since that happened, we have been quite busy taking care of film requests for companies wanting to shoot on our property that Fulton County owns.
Mm-hmm. Now, how often are you called about these kinds of movie and TV requests?
The best way to answer that is to say that in the 2.5, 3 years that I've been doing it, 37 movies have filmed on our property. So I get calls days, nights, weekends. I'm always available. And the film scouts know that, and it's a very incestuous business. When you deal with one film scout, they'll contact another and say, hey, if you want to do a location needing a courtroom, an airport, call the liaison at Fulton County, and that's me.
So we're hoping you'll dish a little bit right now. Tell us about some of the films, the TV programs that have come to call us home for their projects.
Probably the biggest one recently is Selma. They filmed in our morgue. And that was an Oprah Winfrey, Brad Pitt production. And as required, I need to be on set or off the set, but keeping an eye on things when they're actually filming on one of our properties or in one of our facilities.
Of course.
And most of the time, the filming takes place at night. As for Selma, they probably started in the morgue about 6 p.m. and didn't wind up till about 4 o'clock the next morning. So it's a little busy, but it's a lot of fun. Kill the Messenger filmed in our courthouse. That's a Jeremy Renner. He starred in that, and that was a 12-hour shoot from 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. the next morning. So it's a little tiring, but as I said, it's a lot of fun to be on set. 42. The Jackie Robinson story filmed at Charlie Brown Airport, as did Flight, the Denzel Washington film. I have an interesting story about that. They set up catering when they're on location, and I was in the catering area, and I said, where can I get a cup of coffee? And Denzel Washington was in the catering area also, and he said, how do you take it? And I said, cream and sugar. He said, no worries. And he got up, and Denzel got me a cup of coffee. So I think that was a very nice gesture on his part.
Denzel made you a cup of coffee, huh?
He did.
Oh, my goodness. So you're rubbing shoulders with lots of celebrity types. I mean, it's hard work, but somebody's got to do it, right?
Absolutely. Somebody has to do it. I've worked with Harrison Ford, Jennifer Lopez when she did What to Expect When You're Expecting, again at Fulton County Airport. That's a very popular venue, by the way. As is, our courtrooms are very popular too. Real Housewives of Atlanta has filmed there. The Bachelorette, who was a former assistant district county at Fulton County DA, who I believe resigned to go into try her hand at movie business after the show. So yeah, there's been a tremendous amount of movies. A movie called Solace, which hasn't come out yet, filmed in an old church that Fulton County bought to build a new library, and I believe that new library is under construction right now. But anyway, the movie company was looking for a dark, damp area. And I took them to the basement of this old church, and they thought it was a perfect spot to have the murder done. So that's the basement of this church filmed, was stood in for a room where a crime was committed. Anthony Hopkins was the star of that movie, and although I did not get to work with him directly, he was on set, and we did enjoy catering together too.
Now, you mentioned some of the venues that have been used. Now, you serve as somewhat of a scout for these companies. They sometimes come to you knowing where they want to be, but then maybe you bring some ideas to them as well?
Yes. For example, recently, a movie, a yet unnamed movie, was looking for a location that had a lot of windows. And they wanted the windows because they were going to build a press box area or an owner's box for the shoot. So I took them out to the Aviation Center, which is a beautifully built facility with glass windows, and I showed them that. And then I thought, we have this airport, Charlie Brown Airport, which is right behind the aviation facility and has a lot of windows. So I took them there too, and they fell in love with that area. So I'm hoping that something becomes of that. Usually the scout will take a bunch of pictures, take them back to the producer, the location manager, and they'll decide whether that's the area they want to use.
Now, how restrictive are the sets? Can the public come see some of these productions, or are they closed typically?
Generally, they're closed, and you'd be surprised at how many of my fellow employees ask me if they can join me on set, and occasionally a few of them do. One example, though, is my grandchildren, who were teenagers, wanted to meet Jennifer Lopez when she was filming at Charlie Brown Airport. So I brought them there. They went to her handler and very politely said, "Can we say hello to Jennifer Lopez, Miss Lopez?" And they said, "No, she doesn't really talk to people when she's working." So my granddaughter stood by the ladies' room, hoping that Jennifer would have to use it and she could talk to her when she went in. I didn't have the heart to tell her that that great big long trailer out in front of the airport was hers, and that's where she rested and did her makeup, so she wasn't really using the facilities inside the airport.
Now, it sounds like this is a mutually beneficial situation. Why is it so beneficial to these companies that are coming to us wanting to use our venues and vice versa?
Well, because of Georgia's tax break. Georgia, in 2002, Georgia instituted a 30% tax break for films using Georgia locations. Since that time, $5.1 billion has been collected by the state of Georgia in film revenue, or revenues generated by film companies that use our facilities. Georgia is actually the fourth largest state as far as filming is concerned. California is first, New York is second, Texas is third, followed by Georgia. So it's beneficial for the companies to get the break, and the state and Fulton County benefits, because when these productions come, they bring hundreds of crew members, all of whom need restaurants, housing, clothing. They pay taxes when they're here. So it's a very beneficial agreement both ways.
And growing, and growing.
Yes, it is. The projected revenues for next year are well in excess of $5 billion statewide. So,
that's awesome.
Yes, it's growing.
Now tell me about which county venues have yet to be used and those you hope will be used.
I would like to see Wolf Creek utilized. They have used the parking lot at Wolf Creek to park their trucks, but have not used the amphitheater itself. I think that would be a wonderful venue for a movie about a rock star or a band or something like that. There are other venues around town that haven't been used as much. Our main library downtown gets a lot of scouting looks because of its kind of stark, austere facade that it puts on. So companies have used that looked for science fiction films there, but so far haven't used that. The Johns Creek Environmental Campus was being looked at for Liam Neeson's latest Taken 3. And they came out there, the producers came out there, film scouts, took a lot of pictures and really liked it, but for some reason they chose another venue, whether it was cheaper or whether it was closer to their production facilities, I don't know. But I think Johns Creek Environmental Campus could be a great location. It can substitute for a nuclear power plant, any kind of plant that has a lot of equipment and machinery in it. So I think that would be a great location.
And of course, you piqued my interest when you said Denzel Washington. Of course, Jennifer Lopez. Love them both. Any other great stories you have that you'd like to share, that you can share?
Well, when I worked with Anthony Hopkins on Solace, as I say, I didn't work with him, but I did go to catering with him. He sat among the production staff. A lot of times they'll go to their trailer. Well, he didn't want a trailer. He sat and he had dinner, catering with the facility with the rest of the crew. And Oprah did the same thing on Soma. I did get to sit with her at the same table with her for catering, but she made a point to go all around, say hello to everybody, congratulate them on doing a good job, smiled at me. She had no idea who I was, but I smiled back. So yeah, that has been a perk of the business that I'm in now, getting to just kind of be around these stars and see how they interact with people.
Bob Giordano, or as we like to refer to him, Bob G. Fun conversation. Thanks so much for being here.
It was my pleasure. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. We will be right back. A special thanks once more to Jason Lane from Workforce Development and Bob Giordano from Film Coordination in the Communications Office. And a special thanks to you for watching. That is all of our time. We invite you to email us to let us know what topics you'd like to see addressed on Talk Fulton. Email us at fgtv.feedback@fultoncountyga.gov. I'm Yvette Jones. We'll see you next time.